Ah, no! Go! Leave! Hello. Welcome to Hexcrank. This is Cole, here with a new series for Hexcrank Live, covering another classic, keeping that heat going. This is Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Kind of a huge pillar in modern horror game history. Really, that's all I need to say. So let's just get started.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is... I am Daniel.
Here we are. No matter how much you tell yourself not to forget, you forget. Hey there, John Hummel and Dog Nozzle. Alright, so standard first-person physics-based horror stuff that we're well and rightly used to now, but frictional. They did a thing. So here in this drafty castle, with no real idea what's going on, stumbling in a daze. Oh man, that just reminds me of all those dreams where my legs don't work. Just listing off to one side. Windy as hell out there. So, there is kind of a sanity system, a sanity meter. It depletes as enemies come after you, and as you stand in the dark. That is why I'm grabbing these tinder boxes, and why it benefits you to explore and poke around in closets and such, because you can light up kind of candelabras and lanterns in the area. This is in addition to your lantern, which has a limited supply of oil. Oh. Probably good to have my headphones on the right way. So yeah, I am following this this pink fluid. It's either pink fluid or it's rose petals. I can't quite tell. It's probably gonna step over here. Hey there, Aaron A. Aronson. That would be a strange sensation in VR. Yeah, if your eyes were telling you that you had fallen over when you were still upright. That's all I can say. Uh-oh. Big cockroaches. Isopods. Hey there, Eric. Eventually, all of this wind starts to make sense. But as of right now, it is just a fun little mystery. It is not a great idea to use your tinderboxes just yet as you move through these areas. Specifically, these early areas that just exist to pass through. Eventually, you start getting to hub areas. Oh, really? You're doing this again? Start getting to hub areas where, you know, you're not just throwing your tinderboxes away. Okay, good.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there'll be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
So yeah, it is a mission from me. Each of those little purple flashes and that's your sanity coming back a little bit. These are your meters, your heart and your brain. And I have barely any oil left. Okay, and this is my first hub area. There are those petals.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
Ooh. Got some kind of webbing going on. It's tough and pliant. Cannot be torn. So mementos are clues for how to move forward. I need to find a way to get that out of my way without using such commonplace things as tools and such. Those fucking cockroaches. And it's locked. And it's sealed over with webbing. Okay, so we have a few different options for where to go. I am a big fan of the wine cellar. So let's go there. Oh. I thought that... yeah, nope, fuck me. Let's see here. Maybe the laboratorium. Okay. This will be useful, these little mini hubs. Benefit from some extra light.
That taste, that fragrance, Damascus rose.
Remember that for later.
There should be more cuprite. Let me see. And one part aquafortis.
Okay, let's see here. Early alchemy experiment. This is my third attempt to produce artificial vitae. The former compounds lack the potency I need, but I sense I'm close. Calamine and orpiment are a given, and the cuprite binds them as well. This time I will attempt aqua regia instead of aqua fortis, and hope that I will produce a more even solution. The experiment was unsuccessful. The solution is highly acid. No duh. And proves impractical to put to any use except as detergent. Organic tissue reacts especially violently to the solution, and should be handled with the greatest care. I might be able to use the recipe, but I'm losing hope that I will find an alchemic solution to my predicament. Okay, so cuprite, aqua regia, and calamine. Aaron asks, how many times I have played this. I believe this might be the 4th. One day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I wouldn't be able to go on. When I find myself doing terrible things, I take comfort in you. As long as I am able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. I weep for them. They lust for power without restraint, where I only crave fair judgment and a safe return. So yeah, there's little orb fragments. Yeah, I think I played this once around the time it came out, again in 2011, and then once for WoF, and then now, if I recall correctly. So that note that I found, not in the orb, but the one that mentioned the chemicals, that, I believe, gives me the recipe that I need. Okay, chemical relocation. The lack of a chimney to properly vent the fumes from my most recent experiments has taken a toll on many of my less stable ingredients in storage. Some seem unaffected, but many are stained by the fumes, and will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can to move them to the wine cellar. Okay. Hey there, Donut Rush. I agree, this game does hold up very well. So, a wine cellar, that's what I have. Also, hello, Cascaboom. Cascaboom coming in saying, Cole gonna get messed up. Yeah. Also, hello, Steve. Did I miss a key? I'm gonna make sure. They tend to hang them on the walls. Or maybe I just need to go up to the, well, not that would be good to have. Maybe I just need to go up to the living quarters, possibly. Yeah, I don't think it's down here. Okay. Oh, thank you, Steve. Saying congrats on the house. Still waiting for the appraisal to come back. I was hoping it would come back before the holiday weekend, but womp. I don't like it when things are out of my hands. Okay, Wilhelm's contract. I hereby offer my full attention and services to Alexander, Baron of Brennenburg. This contract will reign for a total of 3 years, when my freedom shall return to me. In addition, Alexander, Baron of Brennenburg, is to recommend my services at the Prussian royal court and within the sanctum of the Order of the Black Eagle. May no man break this seal. Wilhelm, House of Garrick. Oh, fuck. Hey, Zombie Chocobo, I completely forgot about the confetti. Well, it's not carpeted, so at least should be easy to sweep up, I guess. Alright. So the master of this place... apparently liked him some indentured servitude. That's what that note there before said. MASW asked, did you pay for the appraisal? I paid for the home inspection. I guess I will ultimately pay for the appraisal as part of the closing costs.
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Okay. But yeah, I've got a lot of my house packed up. It's actually really comforting. It's like I'm living in a hotel right now. I've got a suitcase full of clothes. Everything else is packed up. Libri Veteris. Yeah, no, I've got a suitcase. Let's see. I'm eating off of paper plates and stuff because all my dishes are packed up. Because I just want to pack stuff up because I hate not being able to do anything.
"17th of May, 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
So yeah, this is him describing finding the artifact that's at the center of all of this. Eric asks if I will have internet when I move in. Yes. I think the company that I'm going with doesn't even install it. I think they just send you the modem. I think those stones will be useful.
May 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light. It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
So that was the moment. I hate that sound. I understand that that is intentional, it is supposed to be literally grating. But the sound of my guy just grinding his teeth just gets to me. It gets to me hard. Donut Rush says, "Come on, guy. The first thing they teach you in archaeology school is not to grab the sinister orb at the center of the ancient tomb. That's day one stuff, bro."
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about wars. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
So yeah, something called the Shadow is coming after me. That's what's causing these tremors. And causing the weaker structures to crumble, much like this one. So I can help the process along.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
Okay, Alstadt and Brennenburg Castle, 1801. Another region rich with lore is Alstadt, deep within the East Prussian woods. For centuries, there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbor, Castle Brennenburg. The quiet, forest-clad mountains dressed with scattered lakes is as picturesque as can be, albeit the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local and you will hear proof of the widespread superstition. All travelers should indulge themselves in such conversations, since it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment. All of them have their own twists on the tales, but there are some motifs that keep reappearing. The Gatherers. This story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30 Years' War. It is said that the soldiers who abandoned their duty got lost in the cold dark woods and were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies, wrought by their tainted souls, have left them disfigured and empty of essence. Many have cited them over the years and described them as horrid revenants. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers as they seem to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside damp burlap sacks dragged behind them, which reveal their presence. What dark scheme do they follow? A Visit Undone. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, the well-known erudite, visited Alstadt at the start of the 16th century. He resided in the local inn for a fortnight as he looked for remnants of kingdoms past. During his stay, all the prominent members of society paid notice, and he is mentioned in many records of the time. One day he went to investigate a burrow in the northwestern glades, only to never be seen again. Heinrich is known to have passed away in Grenoble some 10 years later. He dismissed the notion of ever visiting Alstadt, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who was this mysterious man who visited the sleepy hamlet in the woods, and what happened to him? The Immortal Baron. The Baron of Brennenburg lives a reclusive life in his family, with his family at his castle nearby Alstadt, and like most those of noble birth, rumors are inherited alongside with the title. Researching the history reveals little before the castle was consumed by fire in the late 16th century. It was rebuilt by Alexander, a nobleman from the Rhinelands, claiming the role as protector of the Prussian state. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remained popular throughout his presumed lifetime. The family has always been secretive when it comes to lineage and heritage. Therefore, the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring has never been fully recorded. This has fed the idea that the Baron is in fact one and the same who came from the West over 300 years ago, lived through the time of occupation, and joined the coveted Order of the Black Eagle along with the great leaders of this country. So yeah, this Alexander that we're talking to, or looking to go kill, might be some form of ageless stranger. Okay, so here is what we're dealing with. That is a book. I'm looking for the books that, okay, that is one of them. I think there are 3 in total. What is the best way to do this? Oh. That was convenient. Oh, it's thunderstorming out. Ruh-roh. I think we got monsters a-coming. Okay, regarding closing of the wine cellar. Wilhelm and his fools have endangered my research long enough with their absent-minded handling of the human vessels. The sheriff is keeping a watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trusty servants. It is just a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brennenburg. I need to lock Wilhelm and his men up to avoid further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off until the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave or they will starve. Whatever comes first, they can rot for all I care. Maybe I will feed them some wine. it would, in a sense, solve both of my problems. The wine cellar is a cool little story. Yeah, there we go. I got the key. I've got what I need to get out, so let's skedaddle. Huh. Uh-oh. Hi, friend. Uh-oh. The shadow's coming. And I don't mean Dark Man. Yeah, that red goop. It kind of latches out if you're too near it. Huh. I forgot. It's one of these.
Where did the Baron go?
Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow.
Yeah, like I said, this is badass. Ooh. So, I am looking for 3 containers. 3 containers of chemicals. There. Uh-oh. Whoop. Kabonk. Now I have amnesia. Get this guy a mouth guard. Okay, I forget the most direct way out of here. What are we seeing here? There we go. Ooh, it is storming kind of bad out. Hi there, Cookers. Yes, I guess I am calm. What do I do? I don't remember that. I don't remember anything ever, flaring red like that, you know? Maybe if I hold... Yeah, there we are. I feel like it's not, like, maintaining my inputs or something. Physics. Is there something I'm missing? No, I can move that big old rock just fine. Come on. Jesus God. Do I need to stand higher? What am I missing? Is there a rock small enough that I can pick it up and bash it? Oh wait, shit.
There's nothing left. Everything's gone.
Isn't that the truth? I feel like a dum-dum, guys. Come on, yes. Thank God. Okay. Woof. I think that I might end up just fast-forwarding that so people can watch my Benny Hill-esque antics. So yeah, kind of the micro story of this whole area. Well, no, I will sum that up later. We heard a little bit before. We know that this is the final resting place for some folks. Okay, there's my orpiment. Ruh-roh. Okay, this one's for real. It's funny, they give you your first health recovery item, you think, huh, I can lose health? That's weird. And then, right away, immediately, the same instant, they give you a bad boy. Alright, let's just try and get out of here. Okay, so I have the 3 chemicals that I need, I believe. So let's go down to the lab and mix up something we can splash on that webbing. Yeah, Alexander locked a whole bunch of folks down in the wine cellar and left them to die, to drink themselves to death. All right, let's do some mad chemistry. Why don't we? Oh shit. I need 4 chemicals. Man. Uh-oh, there was a collapse. Let's see what my journal says. The stairs have collapsed. Find a way back up. Huh. There we go. I need to go back to the wine cellar to cleanse my palate. Or I need a palate to get to the wine to the wine cleanser. Okay, well, I got a little bit too overeager there. Okay, already got that one. Okay, this is where I got the one, and did that awful rock puzzle. Yeah, that's what remains of our guests.
What's happening? Oh, it feels like my chest is going to burst. My God, Wilhelm, do something!
Do something, Wilhelm.
Accept it. We're not getting out of here.
How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
Yeah, I forgot about that part. I figured maybe I thought that he poisoned them, but I forgot that he gave them exploding poison, and that's why all there remains of them is gobbets of meat and organ. There we go, there's the Aqua Regia. Okay, Wilhelm's last words. My name is Wilhelm, House of Garrick. These are my final words, my confession and testament. 2 years ago, I was summoned to the Castle Brennenburg. As most of the aristocracy, I was curious about what this supposed Knight of the Order could want from me, and accepted the invitation. The Baron was friendly and offered me a proposition. It dawned on me that the nature of the contract was sordid, and that the reason I was chosen was because of the follies of my past and not the honors I've been rewarded with during my time as a soldier. I was to kidnap healthy humans upon the slightest whim, and do so without asking questions. In return, he would attest to my character to the royal court, advancing my position within noble society. I would like to claim that I struggled with my decision, but it came swiftly, and I accepted wholeheartedly. Ever since that day, I brought men, women, and children to Brennenburg. I can't remember the numbers, but there were many, perhaps even 100, none of whom were ever seen or heard from again. Tonight, the Baron invited me and my men down to the wine cellar to celebrate our work. I had my suspicions as we descended the stairs, but he insisted and joined us in a toast. The wine tasted fine, and my men drank without restraint. So begins the punishment for our sins. The Baron has locked us up and returned upstairs. Forgive me for what I have done. I was weak and fell into his diabolic ways. My men are screaming. Their skin has been pierced by their own tangled bones. I feel my insides revolt against their God-given nature. Blood has begun to pour from my eyes, and I can no longer... Itchy tasty. Yeah. So, I forget, just because it's been a while since I looked into this, or it is not settled matter of fact. I believe that it is possible that the enemies that we see, the crazy stretchy face boys, that might be Wilhelm and his men. But I could be wrong about that. If somebody knows for sure and can enlighten me in the chat, that would be appreciated. Not that it is your duty. I'm drinking out of a solo cup like a frat boy. The shadow's coming at me. Blah. I also think this might have been a Novant Falcon game, maybe. Which I think is the only excuse for the whole gimmick of to spin a valve, you have to twist your mouse. Here we go. Let's go splash this acid on some of that webbing. Okay, Donut Rush says, I guess if you play with the dev commentary on, they imply that the first beast, Mr. Stretchy Lip, they imply that he is someone from the wine cellar. Okay. That stands to reason somewhat. Alright, this place is getting too red and gooey. We gotta get out. That's weird. Why am I still getting achievements?
Dark in here.
Yes, and there's a good reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason? For the darkness, that is.
Stay close. Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Daniel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
Okay. It is currently thunderstorming outside. There's an outside possibility that my power will go out. If that happens, then my streaming will be cut short for the evening. I hope you can bring yourself to forgive. I like the idea of just running around the dark and just chugging laudanum.
22nd of June, 1839. It's been more than a month since my last entry. After the event inside the underground chamber in Algeria, Professor Herbert insisted I return to England. He said he didn't want to risk forfeiting the entire expedition lest I took a turn for the worse. An excessive decision, in retrospect. But I'm glad it turned out that way. I found my journal this morning in the haphazard collection of things brought home from Africa. Next to it lay the broken stone orb wrapped in cloth. I tried to assemble it, but couldn't. The pieces wouldn't fit together, as if they weren't from the same object. Could I have imagined it all?
Maybe you broke several orbs and only took half of the pieces. Let your mind prance outside the box, Daniel. Okay, so this is a way forward. And here's what I need to do. I need some kind of handle, or no. Well, let's open up the way there. Whee! Physics. Something is blocking the mechanism. Ah, there we are. Whee! Physics. Well, thankfully I made my way through there without too much of a problem. Oh, hell yeah. I love this section very, very much. Uh-oh. Oh, there's no explanation for why that monster is invisible. It only stands in the water. This is the best gamification, or video game adaptation of The Floor is Lava. This freaked me out so much the first time that I was here. I don't know that I'd seen anything like this before, you know? God, he's like right there. It is not possible to proceed without taking risks. Oh, that pissed him off right good. Okay, I forget. Is that a timer? Let's figure it out. Oh. Yeah, Donut Rest says tick-tock. Yeah. I'll just wait for it to go and then hit it again so I can run fresh. Okay, scoot. Let me up, come on. Oh god, no. Okay, I made it through. Exhilarating. Fuck, no. Okay, I am stranded. Oh wait, shit. Okay. Fetch. No, no. Alright. I've got a fresh supply of torsos. Alright. God, I'm grinning from ear to ear. This is so good. Alright. God damn it. Okay, try number 3. Alright. I've got your favorite here. It's torso. Fuck me. No. No. Oh. Ah, man, I'm not gonna sleep well tonight. Okay, where am I at? No, 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 no. Okay, that's right. Fuck. Man, this guy's hot on my heels. God damn. Okay, that's right, just starting. Okay, one more go, one more go. Okay. There we go. Thank you, Cougars. I wonder if... And by I wonder if, I mean I forget if. I wonder if he respects doors. Oh, it's locked with a simple lock. What the fuck? Oh, okay. So good. Oh god, he's like right behind me. Oh my god. Okay. Deep breath. Here we go. A new oasis. I love this thing. Nothing, just a baby head fountain. Spewing water into a clamshell with some women's legs hanging out of it. I presume women's legs, I don't know. Feminine legs, let's say. Yeah. Delightfully fucked up. So this is a new hub.
You have an ascending room. Will it take us to the inner sanctum?
It will definitely take care of the vertical part of our journey. So, you have ridden an elevator before?
Yes, the Colosseum at Regent's Park has one. It takes you to the gallery where you can view the panorama.
Good. This ride might be a little longer, and in the other direction.
Okay, so this is my new task. I need to fix this elevator. And what do you want to bet? There are 3 pieces that are missing. There's a machine room that I can go to, where I can see what I need. Which is, of course, locked. So we need to get the key for that. Tremonster raises a very good point. This is the only game I've seen weaponize that feeling of imagining there's something just about to snag you as you pull your feet out of the water onto a boat. Yeah, it's a very real thing. Even if you kind of play that game with yourself in your mind for fun, deep down there's part of you that wonders, hey, what's there? What's that down there, you know? It is very dark down here. This darkness is strange and unnatural. Let's see if there is a way I can come back to this later. Why don't we? Let's just kind of feel out our options on the hub. This is a cool little sequence.
My journal is gone. What do they want with my journal?
How is my health doing, by the way? All is good and crystal clear.
2nd of July, 1839. I received a letter today from the Algerian governor's office disclosing the fate of Herbert's expedition. About a week after my departure, Abdullah, one of the men traveling with us, returned from the desert. He was badly injured, as if maimed by a lion. The man rambled deliriously about the expedition being attacked by something horrible. The French quickly dispatched a search party to look for the expedition. After searching for days, they found the camp abandoned without any trace of Herbert or his men. Tomorrow, I'll retrieve the things they recovered from Herbert's tent at the customs house. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm worried for him.
Oh no!
July 3rd, 1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug through the trove of documents he had carried and found a log detailing the expedition. The nature of this text ranged from quick notes to colourful accounts of transpired events. I skimmed the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened. May 17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber, Herbert dryly states, "Recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment." This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an hour? I continued reading the peculiar text. Herbert states his facts without judgment or passion, but suddenly I could read frustration into his text. He pushed his men to investigate the underground tomb, an effort which seems to have strained the minds of his men. Madness spread through the ranks, and Herbert had to take some extreme measures to continue. He finally visits the chamber himself, where he retrieves the orb to the surface. His account confuses me greatly. If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room?
Confusion upon confusion. Nobody can tell the difference between a crowbar and a raven bar. Raven bars are bigger. I believe this is my room, actually. Alright, let's hope he moseys on. One thing that I appreciate about games that take cues from Amnesia, and there are many of them, is that they give you a way to spy on the thing that is looking for you. Sometimes they look really doofy, walking up to you and then walking away, but I think that's more tense than just waiting for the music to change, you know? I think it's worth the doofiness. You can solve the doofiness problem.
July 4th, 1839. It's done. The orb is assembled. I was awakened by an exhausting nightmare. Shaking and sweating, I retired to the drawing room with a cup of tea. The relic pieces lay spread across the table as I'd left them, but somehow I knew how it was supposed to be. I fetched the tar, which I had prepared to fix the pieces together, and without fault I joined them, producing the orb I remembered so clearly. The tar proved unnecessary. It was pushed out from the joining pieces as they merged on their own, with no adhesive. The ancient stone relic now rests on my table. Its immaculate surface and perfect shape could have been molded by a factory. This is all too strange.
Donut Rush asks, or says, and asks, I have played everything that Frictional has released. There we go. Played everything that Frictional... well, wait, here we go.
God, there it is. I guess it is a good place to hide it then.
Okay, here we go. I've played everything since this game that Frictional has put out. Do the Penumbra games hold up? I think I own them on GOG. It's been a little while since I've played Penumbra. I remember liking it quite a bit. It is not as... so, it is Lovecrafty like this is, but in a different way. You know, it is an Arctic expedition that has gone wrong and you are trapped beneath the ground, but you're kind of being chased by wolves and spiders and shit. The thing that is a bummer about it is that there is combat, but it is physics-based. So imagine picking up a rock from the ground and trying to damage something that is running at you by just kind of swinging it with these exact physics. It's a little bit of a bummer, but the core of the concept is there. That said, I've only ever played the first one, Penumbra Overture, I think is what it is called. So I cannot speak to Black Plague and such. Okay, letter regarding the discovery of an orb. To my most trusted student and friend, Johann Weyer. The most remarkable thing happened as I was traveling through the Prussian woods this summer. I finally found one of the orbs I have been looking for the last 20-odd years. It is as inexplicable as the Heliodromus described in the Hortus Conclusus. It was as it was told about, an underground Mithraic temple crowned with the unearthly artifact. The orb was big enough to fill my cupped hands, and the texture was smooth and jagged, its color washed while rich. Contrast is not enough to describe its nature. It was an impossibility, an artificial paradox captured within stone. I was staying in a nearby village called Alstadt, investigating one of the antiquated trails, when I finally found the cavern. I went inside, and suddenly I could verify the truth of these enigmatic artifacts. They were real. As you can understand, this is the most important discovery of my life, but it has also become my greatest fear. As I entered the underground chamber, I could feel that I was trespassing. Because of my curiosity, I did my best to fight these instincts and fetch the orb from its place. I scrambled out of the chamber and into the woods. I could sense something was following me. It bayed loudly as it closed in. The beast, this guardian of the orb, was relentless in its pursuit. I made my way to a nearby ravine where I stumbled upon some men fishing in a lake. I tried to warn them as I passed, but fortunately they remained as I continued my escape. When I heard their cry of pain echo through the valley, I felt such a tremendous sense of relief, thinking I would be spared. Suddenly, a blue shimmering light engulfed me, and the colors of the forest were washed away before my eyes. I kept running through the bleak surroundings. The trees turned charcoal black with leaves of cinder and ground covered with murky water. I pressed on through the drenched land as the glowing ember gave way to the rising wind and rained on me. I could hear pleading screams in the distance, and I joined in as pain and fear overtook me. I fell to the ground, gasping for air. Why not both? This certainly must sound strange, but I had been carried miles away across the Alps to a grassy field outside Genoa. The Guardian had taken the orb from me, but still, until this day, I fear its return. Sometimes I lay awake at night listening for the howling cry that I heard in the forest. It has been nearly a decade since that day, and I still haven't been able to write about the incident. The last time we spoke, you told me about your interest and ongoing research into the mythic orbs, and I realized that I owed you the truth about my visit to Alstadt. Your friend and mentor, Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. Okay, so these orbs are bad news, or at least they carry bad news in their tow. Hey, Jala. Missed a bunch of stuff while doing her long run. Well, happy to have you here anyway. Ah, so many orbs. Sadly, I had to pack my orb. It is currently wrapped in bubble wrap and sitting in my foyer. Still in a box in my foyer. It's... Okay, animal experiment. Canis lupus familiaris, 1658, April 12th. It's a while back. After a short study, it is clear that the agitation found among humans can be found in the dog. Fear and pain induce stress, which seems to trigger an endogenous response, causing the animal to burst with energy. I believe that the catalyst is produced within the brain. It is difficult to determine exactly where and what it is, but I can sense it. It reeks of cosmic genesis. There is an inherent problem in harvesting this energy, since the creature is bound to die from the exercise. I must refine this process of torture to enable my real work to be done. More experiments must be performed, but it seems that only human beings are able to produce the amount necessary. It must be their ability to appreciate the severity of the process that ultimately augments their experience of terror. It has to be terror sweat. No, he's, straight up just torturing things to harvest some kind of substance and energy for his alchemical processes. So yeah, fuck it, let's cut up them dogs.
Let's see what you have to offer. What a mess. I should have sharpened the saw, but I can sense it. It's definitely there.
So, we recently covered a game on WoW called Callahan's Crosstime Saloon. The episode will be coming out here shortly. It's a very fun, very endearing, very positive adventure game. That doesn't line up with this anecdote. In it, there is a scientist who is harvesting something called P3, which is like adrenaline, but it is released from emotional pain as opposed... bones! From emotional pain instead of physical pain. We recorded the whole episode without me commenting on the fact that P3 is the name of the portable protein packs, the adult Lunchables, the little packets of meat, nuts, and cheeses. of meats, nuts, and cheeses. I forget, like maybe Oscar Mayer puts them out. You buy them for $1, and it's like a little serving of almonds, and a little serving of turkey, and a little serving of Swiss cheese. They're good, you know, just good little snacks. But yeah, P3. So I just needed to replicate that here. So let's hear Anatomy Frontiers, 1658, January 9. Further disappointment. The antiquarians' latest findings yielded nothing. I'm still unable to grasp their inner workings of life and its relation to power, the power that I sense within it. I shall pursue no more. I am messing this up. I'm thinking about the protein packs, guys. I shall pursue more books on the subject, but I suspect that it will be in vain. Since no research has been made in my particular interest, I must attempt to fill that void myself. Clearly, humans emanate more of the energy I seek, but I hope animals will suffice, as they would prove less of a hassle to acquire. Yeah, I get the P3s when they're on sale because, I don't know, if you eat meat, what is to argue with, you know, turkey, cheese, and nuts? It's kind of it's a good thing. Like $1. Okay. Well, there's a collapse there. Fortunately, there's a way forward. Hammer time. The shadow is tearing down trees outside. Oh, and also you can Okay, game, thank you. Man, I like it when I get the pre-roll for the episode. Very clearly. Oh, man. No, what I was going to say was you can see the webbing too that's kind of surrounding Castle Brennenburg. Oh man. Elevator renovation plans. Okay, I can find some tools in here. This is no problem. Oh, orb piece. When will it be my turn? Have I not shown restraint? My patience spans centuries. From where I came, mankind has not even wasted a breath. Yet I bow to you. I have done so much for you, and I have gained nothing in return. Agrippa, I trusted you. It was I who, in all fairness, should have entered that gate. We're going to get plenty of monsters in the next area, Jella. It gets a little bit of a bummer when you know which areas the monster's in and which ones they're not. I think I'm safe in this place. Okay, elevator instructions. If the elevator breaks down again, make sure to use the steam engine to build up pressure before channeling it to the machinery. Adjust the levers to get the right amount of pressure inside the chamber. The meter should read up 8 and down 8. Make sure the flow is set according to the following chart. Trinity steam set functions, 4-phase amplitude, complete steam flow cycle. Note that the machine will not check proper configuration until all rods are inserted. Am I missing something? Let me check. Got a key, I've got a hollow needle. That'll be important for later. Huh. I just want to make sure... Oh, wait. Here we go. Rods. Hey, Knive 9. So, I've got one of the rods, and I have some vague instructions of what to do with them. Yeah, so let's go back finally to the preternaturally dark storage room. You can hear the dogs, the memory of the dogs barking. Hey, Jella, you haven't gotten here yet, so I can show you this. Whoa! Oh boy.
Don't forget your bag, Daniel.
I won't, Herbert.
There is no shame in using a parasol in the desert. As it happens, it's imperative to your survival.
But it looks ridiculous.
The shade will hurt much less than dying, I assure you.
Yep. Cool little piece of in-game sculpture. I like it quite a bit. Let's go into the machine room now that I have the key, and let's see. Really, I just want to avoid going into the storage room because that's a fucking nightmare. Donut Rush said, "Ah, beans," as an expletive, and I appreciate that. Jella asked which kind of beans, and they said always refried. I like refried beans quite a bit, but I always eat too many, and my tummy gets upset.
5th of July, 1839. Today, I went to the university looking for answers. I was able to sneak into Herbert's office and pick up an address book along with some relevant textbooks. Professor Taylor at the Faculty of History was very helpful, and I managed to approach the subject of the orbs. The most interesting aspect was the prevalent trace they had left in our culture. The mythic orbs may, in fact, have inspired the globus cruciger, which so many royal regalia holds to this day. In ancient times, the orbs were held by priests as a symbol of the sun and its power. As I was leaving, I overheard a disturbing conversation. Sir William Smith, the geologist, was killed last night. Less than a fortnight had passed since I'd asked for his expertise. I know it's silly, but I can't help feeling responsible somehow.
Okay, machine equipment memo. Note that there are only 2 spare rods left in storage for the elevator machinery. Make sure to only discard the ones which are badly damaged, and keep the others in the inner study rooms in case all 3 would crack again. Wait, I was supposed to get 2? I was supposed to get 2 from the study room. Why do I always do this? Or maybe, I guess they're... No, well, let's go to storage. And then we can see. Jala just wrote the phrase fajita bullet, and that would have been a title for the level, or those damn Ross kids. So, that is very good. Fajita bullet. Man, I could go for some fajitas.
14th of July, 1839. I've read every book I can find on the subject. While rich in legend and hearsay, my knowledge is lack for the insight I crave. I've sent letters to many in Herbert's address book and received answers of varying importance. Today, I got one which differed greatly from the others. From a baron in Prussia. He said nothing about the quaint stories of priests in underground temples. He didn't even mention them. He simply wrote, "I know. I can protect you. Come to Brennenburg Castle." Signed, Alexander. What am I to make of this? Protect me from what? Is someone after me? I looked up Brennenburg and traced it to the Prussian woods near the Baltic Sea. While being the least informative letter I've received, it causes me greatest distress and interest. As I write, my thoughts are drawn to my nightmares in which a most disturbing sound calls to me. A sound defying description. A voice from the void. The last few weeks have been awful, with so many sleepless nights dreading a repeat of those horrid dreams. Tomorrow, I shall visit my physician, Dr. Tate, in hope that he can provide me with sedatives to help me sleep.
So yeah, Daniel found an orb, and Alexander took advantage of the fact that he was being pursued by the shadow. Okay, let's go to storage. I've been putting it off long enough. Storage has a very high density of monster to area. Okay, hope you're prepared for me to hide in a dark corner for a while. Drill, good. No!
No! Get away from me! Leave me alone!
No! Ah, fuck! No! And I'm down. Donut Rush says, "Here comes a special boy." He's not wearing any electric socks. His mom did not send him said socks. All right. Knive, that was me moaning. That was me doing Tina moans. Hey, chicken riggies. Ah, fuck. Ugh. Oh yeah, the crackling sound, that grinding that you hear, is the protagonist grinding his teeth. No. Move on, boogeyman. Lord, he's coming. My sanity meter is just ... Also, the game, my sanity meter is very low. Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck. Fuck. Just go away. That was in my way. Okay, I think he's gone. Alright. Alright. Yeah, my sanity is much low. Tremonster asked, does Nintendo still hold that weird copyright or whatever on sanity effects in games? I forget exactly what they have the patent on. I think it might be just a sanity meter. However, that patent, depending on what kind of patent it is, it might be a functionality patent. I think it expires after 19 years, and Eternal Darkness came out in 2002, so it might expire at the end of 2021. Okay, I need another piece of the drill. Eric says, welcome to Hexcrank. Horror games and patent law together at last. I believe it's 19 years. But I am very far from being a lawyer. Yeah, your controls get worse too. You see, it's not just the visuals ghosting, it is... Jeez. Okay, let's go and drill into that cask. But yeah, every input has a little bit of a delay put on it. Okay, which one? I was moving too quick. Oops. What is that full of? It's filled with one of the 2 ingredients needed for creating an explosive mixture. That inspires confidence. Okay, maybe one of these other casks has what I need. Ugh, bug sounds. Yeah, Jella asks how long the fear lasts. It drains when you're in the dark, but it rises the most quickly when you advance. So think about like when you would get points in a Sierra game, that's when you get sanity restored. Regarding explosive mixture. Alexander, I have prepared the explosives you needed for clearing the flood drain. I can't stress enough how important it is that the mixture is handled with care. Please try to tell your feather-brained servants this before you go ahead with your plans. The liquids are not by themselves explosive and should be kept separated to avoid further mishaps. I have arranged 2 large vats in the next room for the ingredients. All you need to do is mix the liquids and you are ready to go. Agrippa. So, we have Alexander palling around with famous alchemists. So he said in the next room. We need to examine all of these casks. Primary, there we go. Huh. Secondary, then? Ah, there we are. Secondary, she laughs at every word I know came out completely wrong. Okay, this is good. Jella asks, who is Alexander other than someone I do not trust? Alexander is a semi-immortal being, an alchemist who runs this castle and is kind of going under different names over different generations. He has kind of made his stock in trade in finding these orbs of different societies that contain a lot of power, and he has found a willing agent to help him perform unspeakable acts in Daniel. Daniel is me. Daniel found an orb and is being pursued by the Shadow, kind of a dark, malign force that seeks to return the orbs from which they came. Knowing that Daniel was hunted and would do anything for protection, he called Daniel to him and thus exploited him for, you know, further horrible things. Gotta run. Did I mess up? Do I need to activate it? Do I need a fuse? Is there something in my inventory that can suffice? Ha. I am uncertain. Wait, maybe I pick up a rock and throw it at it? There we go.
Why are you doing this? Get away from me!
So yeah, Alexander needed somebody to help him do horrible things because he is looking for a source of power from within human bodies. He notices that bodies produce a lot of energy when they are agitated or under pain. Remember the room with the dog before. He was not getting the results that he needed to harness enough power for his purposes when he was using just animals. So he needed folks who would help him find people. I am not playing as a good person, or I am playing as a bad person who realized he was bad when it only when it was way too late. So many pigs without machines, and I am out of oil. Thankfully, you do have kind of a limited night vision. Ah, no! Go! Leave! Jala asks why there are pigs. Oh, fuck. I believe your wound is bleeding quite badly. I believe that this is a food cellar and those pigs are hanging to cure, possibly. Cookers has returned with ice cream. Ice cream sounds delicious. Okay, in case of a missing rod, if a full set of 3 rods is unavailable, there is 1 rod in the inner study rooms which might work in case the elevator breaks down again. Unless it is absolutely necessary, always use the spare rods in the storage before using a mended one. Eric asks, ha ha ha, Cole, did you just touch fire twice? Yeah, and it's none of your business why I did that. Maybe I had my reasons. No. There is an ice creamery. I can't think of a better word. Ice cream chain here in Cincinnati called Graters. Graeters. I need to go there once before I move. Because they make the very best, and they call it mocha chip. It is coffee ice cream with chocolate chunks in it. And when I say chunks, I mean chunks. I think I once got one as big as a baby's head. It is very, very good ice cream that I get about once a year. Usually when my parents are here. God, I am just trapped in here is what's happening. Break down the door. Guys, I think I'm fucked. I don't know that this has ever happened before. Can I reload from a checkpoint? Let's do a save and exit. Okay, Escape this hell? No. $22.37. Oh no. Yeah, no, that totally auto-saved when I was in trouble. Fuck. Alright, we can be quick. We can do this quickly. Blah, blah, blah. Explosive mixture. Well, now I know not to go into the monster room. It should have been self-evident that it was called the monster room. But that is just foolish me. I'm missing a drill part. I am very sorry that your cat has tooth problems, Knive. Poor thing. I feel terrible for anything that feels pain but doesn't understand why. Children, animals.
Please, let me go. I won't tell anyone, I swear. I just want to go home. No! Get away from me! Leave me alone!
Fuck me. Man.
you doing this? Get away from me!
So I'm just not going to open that door to the monster room. How about that? Or as the meme kids say, how about that? Cookers says, open it! And there's a screaming man emoji. Blah, blah, blah. I have 3 rods. Fuck. Fuck. Close. I will take the advice of the talking heads and remain in light. Hi there, Satan Creighton. Welcome. No, no. Oh, not this again. Okay, let's see if I can juke this bad boy. That's right. Around I go. No. Move carefully. Thank you. Man. Okay, I've got the orbs. I like that roar sound. It's like Hank Hill, that monster. Whoa! Damn it, Alexander! I'm gonna kick your ass. If bad Hank Hill impressions was a sport, I would be an Olympic athlete. All right, that's right. Walk away. Keep on going. Nothing to see here. Where'd he go? There, I have what I need. Let's go fix that elevator and then be done for the night. Man, oh man. No! No, 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 don't stop. Don't stop. Keep running, keep running, keep running. 2. Oh, not the baby. Not scorpion woman like babies. Oh, it's undulating. It's spewing blood. Okay, let's okay, let's go fix some machines. Alright. Later, Tremonster. Bye. Also, welcome back, Jala. I hope your dog is fine. This is not fun to do with the crazy delay controls. Ooh. So what we have here is a 19th century Prussian PlayStation. Oh, Slabanaka says, "Ah, damn, I just missed storage. Shit scared me so bad the first time that I played." Yeah, you missed some premium Tina moans, man.
Something's wrong. Oh, so wrong.
Jala says, educate me about Tina. I'm referring to Tina Belcher from... Oh, Tina Belcher from Bob's Burgers. One of my favorite cartoons. A very, very good television show. She is the oldest daughter of the Belchers. She's very awkward. She's a teenager, and when she is anxious, she kind of moans like that.
How has this escaped me? They're all dead. Limbs scattered, heads split down the middle, their skin flayed as if boiled. I feel like I'm falling into myself. What's happening? Sir William Smith, Professor Taylor, now Dr. Tate. Is it following me? How can it not be? It's the damn thing I brought from Africa. Something is after me. I have no choice but to trust the Baron. He better know what he claims. If he is wrong, I suspect he'll regret it as well.
Yeah. I know you don't watch things, but for whatever the recommendation is worth, Bob's Burgers is one of my favorite television shows. It is good-spirited and shows a love for its characters in much the same way that King of the Hill does. It is kind of a perennial comfort food show for me.
Is anyone there?
Oh, wait, I need to open that. And also I need to get another gear to complete the mechanism. And also, weirdly enough, and this is something that I find kind of most remarkable about it, is that it is one of the few sitcoms and also one of the few cartoon sitcoms that has never had a gay panic episode where the dad was, you know, just kind of worried that his son wasn't turning out quite right. Like, Bob himself is not entirely straight, and he's just totally fine with his son, you know, being Gene. It is great to see a show about a functional and supportive working class family. And yes, Knive9 says Tina is a real fun, sex-positive weirdo. Yeah, and the family is totally fine with her being that sex-positive weirdo. There we go. The machinery needs more work before it will run. Are these in the wrong order? But yeah, you don't need to watch every episode of Bob's Burgers. I think that pretty much all of season 2 and 3 are gold. If you want to see like a sense of what I'm talking about with it being a weird but positive and supportive family, look up the episode Turkey in a Can. All of their Thanksgiving episodes are wonderful. But that one in particular is something else. What am I missing as I'm talking about Bob's Burgers? No, that's the way out. I don't need to be out. Okay. So here we go. This is what I need. Is there a... Yeah, here we go. It needs to be 8 up and 8 down. So what do we have? 3, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 5, 6. So let's try this. No, that's going to be 9 up and then 8 down. Okay. So let's do 1 down and then... So that's 6, 2. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I don't judge anyone for not taking a television show recommendation. It needs to fit. However, that is the source of the aforementioned Tina moan. There we are. Yeah. Fuck. Well, that's... It needs more work. Come on. All right, what am I missing? Right. Is there another room that I am not taking into account? Let's, So these are in the wrong order, I believe. Okay, Trinity Steam Rod. There we go. That makes sense. Flow would probably be the circle. Haha! Yay! Okay. Good. All of this for an elevator when a ladder would have sufficed. Oh. And a ladder probably wouldn't have called the goo down. Yeah. Alright, the shadow's coming, and we need to get down there. We run. Here we go. Not like this.
Come, this way.
What was that?
Forgive me, I should have warned you. One of my responsibilities as a Baron is that of a prison warden. This is where criminals are locked up.
Like a dungeon?
Criminals.
Very much so. Come, Don't linger.
So, this is going to be all for me tonight. The prison is coming up. This is kind of the next hub area. I will be back tomorrow, and I'm going to try and finish it tomorrow. It might go into next weekend. If it goes into a third session, I will probably do Machine for Pigs, and Justine, maybe, to finish things off. Regardless, we will figure it out. But we have gone for long enough, and I am a sleepy boy, and it is time for me to go to bed. You know the things to do if you are watching. If you're on Twitch, you can follow or subscribe. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe. I'll be back. Watch for more. And take care. Have a wonderful weekend if I don't see you again. If I do see you again, it'll be tomorrow night. Bye.